They have come together for generations. Two towns represented by their teams. Stay tuned tonight as we bring you the highlights of this historic event seen around the world for the first time.
There's not too many webcasters out there, but I can honestly say Mike is one of them.
Truthfully, we tell them that the stories about football building character aren't true. It reveals it.
Number 22 for Newman Smith. He's reeling off the yard.
I think they've really started something special at Newman Smith.
Knutson's putting the ball up. He looks pretty consistent.
I think Mr. Holland, we can all totally relate to him.
And you've helped support us and make this thing possible. We want to thank you for that. We really appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
This is you and this is me.
Last year, thousands of innocent children were caught in the crossfire of violent crime. How much longer will you let this go on? Call this number now. We'll send you information on how you can protect your children from crime in your neighborhood. Together, we will take a bite out of crime.
Here we are at the R.L. Turner campus with Coach Barber, the head football coach. Coach, I know you're preparing for a big game. What's your week been like so far?
It's been great. The weather's been great. Our kids have been enthusiastic, and we've had good practices. But it's very typical of our kids. They always approach each game enthusiastically and work well. So really, as far as practice goes, it's not much different than any other week, other than they all know that half the town will be there Friday night.
Well, actually, the world's going to be there Friday night because we're going to be showing it around the world. And, you know, this is something that we want to highlight. It's a big game coming up. Are there any special preparations for this game?
No, not really, other than practicing for Smith is like practicing against ourselves. Their offense is very similar. They do the same things we do. So a lot of what we're going to see this week, we see daily. So that's not a surprise. It's just the people they have doing it that we've got to control.
Okay, so no big mystery there. Tell us about your season so far. Characterize it for us.
A lot of the things we thought were going to be our strengths early in the season. We thought running backs and offensive line would be our strength. We lost by we haven't started the same lineup since the second game. At one point, we had lost all four of our running backs, and tomorrow night we'll have only two of the starting five offensive linemen back. So that part's been difficult for us, but again, the players have always responded. 2 weeks ago, we had put a defensive tackle in at running back just to finish the game, and he did the job for us. So we expect those that are left to go after it. We tell them it's kind of like the Spartans at Thermopylae. We don't have a choice. So, we're there, and we have to get the job done.
Well, in a season such as this, you're 0-6 in district, you're 1-8 overall. I think we have an average of 10 points a game scored. How do you teach the kids to deal with this? What's the important lesson to be drawn here?
Obviously, you got to spend a lot of time talking about character, about commitment, and truthfully, we tell them that the stories about football building character aren't true. It reveals it. And what's happening out there to us reveals the type of character our kids have. The fact that they've responded to this, the fact that they've continued to show up each week and play hard, tells you a lot about them.
Now, Bobby, how'd you feel as you saw all these players getting injured out there?
It's very hard being a mom to watch all these boys going down. I worry all the time about my son, but so far I've been lucky he's been healthy.
Turner hands off up the middle. Munlin for the touchdown. Turner crowd is excited now. Now, this is what this game's all about. I don't think anybody ever gets too far out in a game like this. Here we are with the R.L. Turner cheerleaders and their principal, who they love dearly. Tell us, really, what do you girls think about Mr. Holland?
He's great. He's new this year, and we have a lot of fun with him, and he's real good with all the kids, and really got to know him in a really quick time.
Cool. Fantastic. Lynn, you got any stories to tell us about him?
I think Mr. Holland, we can all totally relate to him. When he came out with the Jinkos, I think he just won the respect of the whole school and the love of the whole school. And I think it's awesome that his two sons go to Turner because it just proves that he knows that our school's the best.
Well, that's fantastic. We're glad to hear that. And I think you're right at home with this group. So keep up the good work.